The answer to missed educational opportunities, oppressive contracts, and unaccountability horror stories, racism, poverty, and hate-based ideas festering into terrorism is the responsible development of entities that standardize access, standardize procedures, and standardize services. Respectfully, Roxanne Grinage. There is an administrative solution to every market-entering challenge. Since June 23, 2000, Higher Lyrics has demonstrated standard access to those administrative services that, when rendered contingently, enable holistic and fair entry into competitive processes that cause exposure and earnings opportunities to raise quality of life for the previously unmeasured and unaccommodated worldwide population of disadvantaged creators. Don't lower any standard, standardize the access. Support with all your might those teachers who cause the learning. We are more alike than we are different. Business practices are evolving to accommodate dignity for the human spirit. Sharing learning results in community courage and increased quality of life. Higher Lyrics shares our learning. Disclaimer, disclaimer. Blog Talk Radio does not agree with, approve, or support or have any prior knowledge of the content or statements made in this broadcast. Roxanne Grinage doing business as Higher Lyrics Administrative Services, and Roxanne Grinage doing business as U.S. Citizens Public Docket Database gratefully celebrate 10 years demonstrating raising quality of life by providing standard access into those competitive processes that were previously unavailable for a worldwide population of disadvantaged creators, by dedicating this show to my beloved grandchildren, Ezekiel Wright Leach Brown and Arriyel Roxanne Brown, whose ancestry, bloodline, lineage, knowledge of self, heritage, religious values, principles, and morals of our family have been stolen from them through a series of criminal deeds perpetrated upon them by Philadelphia Bar Institute, Pennsylvania Bar Institute, Philadelphia Bar Association, and Pennsylvania private attorneys who have a conflict of interest relationship with a state agency, DHS, and City of Philadelphia budget crisis impaired relationship with the nepotism corrupt district attorney's office, have all acted to have all perpetrated a series of crimes to decimate the futures, the past, present, and futures, the education, the health, and rob of our children, several children in the U.S. Eastern District of Pennsylvania, of their hope of any career contribution, of a happy quality of life, or knowledge of who they are. Those people that are reported to the U.S. Department of Justice for having committed lawyer malpractice, lying in official court documents, falsifying court records, conspiracy to defraud, endangering children's safety and well-being, child abuse, conspiracy to cover up fraud, obstruction of justice, violations of oaths of office, threats against parties, have forced plaintiff Roxanne Grinage to protect her family from ongoing irreparable injuries by focusing on the 10-year demonstrated standard access administrative services mechanism, Higher Lyrics, to develop administrative solutions tools in the hopes of gathering the evidence, depositions, and expert witness testimony, believing officials and U.S. District Court adjudicators were interested in truth, ethics, and quality of life for families in Pennsylvania Eastern District and in the United States. There's a filing later this week with Honorable Mitchell S. Goldberg in the U.S. Eastern District Court and related Honorable Burl M. Schiller, and they are made aware, along with a certificate of service that includes the U.S. Department of Justice, U.S. Government Accountability Office, U.S. House of Representatives, President Barack Obama, and several of his executive officers, and some other critically important entities, that there is, in fact, documented in an administrative solution tool, U.S. citizens, public docket, certificate of service, letter notice distribution, child slaughter, U.S. economy fraud, court reform, state of emergency, suffered by working class, student, and impoverished citizen families in Pennsylvania's Eastern District, currently holding proofs and evidence that Fern Brown Caplan, Esquire, State Court Judge Robert J. Matthews, City of Philadelphia DHS Commissioner Anne Marie Ambrose, several of her law department, several of the City of Philadelphia Law Department attorneys who are named in this letter notice, but not here today on this radio show. A judicial candidate in 2007, Marvin L. Williams, Esquire, who forsook the integrous comments that he represented in a 2007 judicial questionnaire for making decisions based on the facts, and actually committed the very same crimes of destruction of evidence and conspiracy to cover up fraud, prolonging the injuries and abuse of children, endangering children. And at this time, on this date, there has been no arrest for the flash mob of 50 witnesses witnessed the assaults of Roxanne Grinage, Willie Brownson, and Lorraine Grinage by Erick Brown and Saundra Sullivan and DHS foster parent Diane Kearney, who openly proclaimed that they have nothing to worry about because they have friends and family who work in the City of Philadelphia, and District Attorney R. Seth Williams and Mayor Michael Nutter give credence to the fact that we are suffering a nepotism, corruption, revenue fueled by an out-of-control state agency, CPS funded, City of Philadelphia, DHS, cash cow because of our budget crisis. That our local, municipal, and Philadelphia, City of Philadelphia, and state courts are incurably corrupt. They are under the thumb of a cash cow funding source and are not able to enforce our civil laws here. They're not able to keep the citizens safe, and so citizens who are not in the proper cliques are being victimized. Working class, student, and impoverished citizen families in Pennsylvania's Eastern District. This 10th anniversary show is dedicated to all the children of all ages that have been victimized by CPS corruption in government. This is Roxanne Grinage. Enjoy the rest of the show.